It was a quiet night in June 2005 in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. 6 friends, 5 young mechanics and a woman, drove through the streets of Garki, just like any other night. They had just come from a nightclub and were heading home in 2 cars. Laughter echoed in the air. Nothing about them screamed trouble. But in a matter of minutes, that normal night turned into a bloodbath that would shake Nigeria to its core. Their names: Ifeanyi Azar, Anthony Nwokaike, Chinedu Manairu, Paulinus Agbana, Ikin Isaac Onwuka, and a young woman named Augustina Arbun. All in their 20s, all innocent, all full of life. As they drove past a police checkpoint near the Apo legislative quarters, something triggered a confrontation. A senior police officer claimed that the young men had tried to rob him and had opened fire. He ordered his men to pursue them. What followed was an execution. Eyewitnesses said the police dragged the victims out of their cars and shot them in cold blood. The bodies were dumped like garbage. Augustina, the only woman, reportedly begged for her life, screaming that she was just a student. She was shot in the head. By morning, 6 young lives were gone. Their families were told they were armed robbers. The police released a statement claiming a gun battle had occurred, and the officers were acting in self-defense. But that lie didn't last long. The families of the victims, along with the public, began asking questions. These were not criminals. These were mechanics, youths with dreams, ordinary people trying to survive in a country that often offers nothing but struggle. Then came a twist. One of the police officers involved, a man named Danjuma Ibrahim, was later accused of ordering the killings out of personal jealousy. Rumor had it that he was attracted to Augustina and got furious when she rejected his advances at the club earlier that night. Was this a crime of passion, or a cover-up gone wrong? A panel of inquiry was set up by President Obasanjo after public outcry grew louder. The truth started to surface. The panel discovered that the story told by the police was fabricated. Ballistic tests showed the victims never fired any weapons. In fact, no guns were found on them. The entire robbery claim was a lie. The Nigerian public was outraged. Newspapers called it murder in uniform. Rights groups demanded justice. But justice in Nigeria is a slippery thing. The 6 officers indicted were arrested. Trials dragged on for years. Witnesses disappeared. Files went missing. Judges changed. And while the case moved at a snail's pace, the families of the victims waited, crying, begging, hoping. Years turned into a decade. It wasn't until 2017, 12 years later, that a court finally delivered judgment. 2 of the officers were convicted and sentenced to death. But the main suspect, Danjuma Ibrahim, the one many believed was the mastermind, was acquitted due to lack of evidence. Once again, the system protected its own. The families were left shattered. Their children were gone, their names dragged through the mud, and the man believed to be responsible walked free. The state offered no compensation. No apology. Just silence. Today, when people speak of police brutality in Nigeria, they remember Lekki, they remember SARS. But before that, there was Apo Six. A warning that power in the wrong hands can turn deadly. A reminder that in Nigeria, a uniform can be a license to kill. 6 young lives, taken without reason. And even in death, justice came too late. Subscribe to Luminari for more hidden truths.